What's up YouTube? For today's video, where we full Moxie Ability Pokemon Team. Man, this is almost like a sweeping Pokemon team. Literally, this ability is all about sweeping people. Now, we've got 6 random Moxie Pokemon in one team. Now, a little announcement tonight. I'm going to be doing a different kind of stream on Twitch tonight. We're going to be doing some Mario Kart Deluxe. If you guys want to come along and join in some of the races, we're going to be doing that. It's going to be so much fun. I'd love to see you all there. Link is in the description at the top of the video. And should be starting about an hour after this video goes live. So check out that one as well. Open that second tab, people. Hear me playing Pokemon and hear me playing Mario Kart. You will not regret it. Alright, if you enjoy these videos, guys, let's leave a like on the video and see if we can get to 1,000 likes. We got a triple battle special tonight because, frankly, Moxie battles really do not last for very long if you get my drift. Unlike something else. So, we got a Mandy Buzz lead. This was against, on my Discord. Guys, this battle was against my entire Discord. This battle was on my Discord against Tapu Dust. We got a Mandy Buzz setting up the Tailwind there. Now, this team was probably a little bit better than some of the teams I normally use. I tried to make some of the sets fun, but really with Moxie, you kind of have to sweep, right? That's going to be the whole, aspect of this team. So, the battles either went really quick, or they were either really one-sided or really weren't one-sided. There was no real in-between. Anyway, so try and take out this Mandibuzz here. Mandibuzz is very, very bulky. It's also got a poison on me as well. Let's go over what this Honchkrow set was. Now, this was a little bit different from a normal Honchkrow set. Its moves, however, very, very similar for coverage. So we got max health and max attack. We got the ability as Moxie, obviously, and we got the item as Assault Vest. Max health and max attack, the last little bit in speed. So we got Brave Bird, Night Slash, Superpower, and Sucker Punch. Pretty much that's everything I needed for coverage. I could get some Moxies with some more powerful moves like Brave Bird and Night Slash. And if anything speedy came in, I could go for the Sucker Punch too. Normally, I don't like to dupe up on the same kinds of moves like Night Slash and Sucker Punch, but Sucker Punch was actually pretty handy on this set. A lot of the time, I do the like Choice Scarf, Moxie sets on the Murkrow too. It's got a nice special move pool too, but we're going for a physical set this time. Okay, so Mandibuzz pretty much has stolen me out there. I'm just going to put it in a range where I can take it out with my other remaining Pokemon and get rid of that Tailwind at the same time. I thought that'd be important to do that. Oh, the question for today is, what is your favorite Pokemon ability as well? Leave below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what your answers are. Mine is most definitely Honey Gather. Okay, so swapping in the Mighty Inner, go for the Play Rough and taking out the Mandibuzz and getting a Moxie. How many times will I say Moxie in this video? Some poor soul needs to count this one. They need to count it. They will count it. I know someone will do it. Alright, so we've got a Mimikyu coming here. I'm going to go for my Z move. Now, on this Mighty Intercept, we've got as follows. We've got max attack and max speed. We got me first, Normalium Z, me first. We got Play Rough, Crunch, and Fire Fang. So that was the best, kind of the best coverage kind of set here. These sets are a little bit more viable than the ones I normally use too. So we got the Mimikyu going for a curse, annoyingly there. So that is actually going to stop my sweep. Even if I am able to get through this Mimikyu with my Mighty, and I'm going to have to, eventually go down or swap, right? That's pretty much our only option. All right, so it's got I got 4 turns to pretty much, do some damage, or 5 turns to do some damage to the rest of the remaining Pokemon. So going for Play Rough, and I'm going to break that little Mimikyu up. Man, Mimikyu's like, if any other Pokemon gets a Disguise ability, it's going to be like really, really strong. I really wonder if any other Pokemon's going to get that in the future. Okay, so we got the Infestation here. So obviously I cannot swap any longer. That one is totally out of the question. So I guess the idea of this Mimikyu set is to go for the Curse, trap the opponent with Infestation, and just be a bulky set and pretty much take any shut down any sweepers and take the opposing Pokemon out. Okay, so go for a Crunch here. Finally the the Disguise is gone, but it is a bulky set there, and it is going to actually lift that one. The other move it's got is Destiny Bond as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, I pretty much can't do anything here. I've got that Curse up. And now that's going to take me out with the Infestation. Now, on this team, I really don't have a lot of status moves, right? So I was like, okay, well, I'm probably going to have to sack a Pokemon to actually take out this Mimikyu, right? Because it was just a hyper offensive team. Okay, so into Elite Leo here, we're going to go for the Flare Blitz, and that's going to take out the Mimikyu there. A good thing to note too, you saw the Mimikyu use Destiny Bond earlier on. Even though the turn actually, restarted, still the last remaining move was Destiny Bond, so that was enough to, take me out there. So just a, cool little interesting thing if you didn't know that. Okay, so I thought Litleo would be the best, sacrifice on my team as well. Okay, so into Krokorok now, and we got the Alolan Marowak. So we got to get around this one. This is a Choice Scarf Krokorok. I do have Earthquake on this set, but it is a little bit weaker. I mean, I could have used Krookodile, but I didn't want to. I tried to make this I kind of tried my best to make this team, not as overpowered as it, most certainly could be. Okay, so we got a Fire Punch there coming from the Marowak. I'm going to go for another Earthquake. That's going to give me a nice Moxie there on the Marowak. Let's go with what this set was anyway. So on this one, we got Earthquake, we got Power Trip, we've got Brick Break and Fire Fang Moxie and Choice Scarf, Max Attack and Max Speed. There's a lot of offensive sets in this team if you guys haven't really got the memo on that one already. Okay, so we got the Sharpedo coming out, so okay, this does have access to Speed Boost, so it certainly could get around me, unless it's got something like Aqua Jet that could also get around this set too. Okay, so it's going to block that with Protect, it's going to get a boost in Speed, so it's okay, well, I'm probably not going to be able to outspeed this now because I don't have the greatest speed stat, even with a Choice Scarf. And now we're going to have a special Sharpedo taking me out. Now, the thing about the opposing team, right, is I really couldn't use any Stab Dark type moves on them because, frankly, most of them actually resisted it. So that was a difficult thing to come up against too. All right, so we got my Heracross coming in. Now, this Heracross set was a really cool set that I came up with. It has the ability to be really, really good, but it's very, very gimmicky at the same time. So we're going to get hit by the Scald. I'm going to go for the reversal here on the Sharpedo. Now, I knew Sharpedo has like paper-thin defenses, so pretty much a Karate Chop would have taken it down to its Focus Sash, right? And that's exactly what I wanted. So I actually had a couple of Heracross sweeps with this set. If you guys want to see the Heracross sweeps, let me know in the chat comment section. Okay, so we got the Ice Beam coming from the Sharpedo. I'm going to go for the reversal again. Obviously, they don't want to put me in low HP range, so they didn't go for Scald. And that is going to take out the Sharpedo there. But that's not all to this set. So I've got a Moxie on this one, which is pretty nice. Let's go over what this set is anyway. So we've got Max Attack, Max Speed. We got Endure, Reversal, Flail, and Night Slash with the Moxie and with the Salic Burn. All right, so we got the Bidet coming in here fresh. It's going to go for the Mega Evolution. Now, I can go for the Night Slash against this thing and, do some serious damage to it. I mean, if it does have Will-O-Wisp, that's fine. It can use that, that's fine. But it's going to use for the Thunder Wave anyway. So, okay, the only problem about that is I'm going to have troubles with the last Pokemon. It's most definitely going to be able to outspeed me if it is, a reasonably speedy Pokemon. So I don't get paralyzed, and the Night Slash is going to take the Bidet out in one shot. Now, I opted to go for Night Slash over Knockoff, just because this is a very gimmicky set. But, it had some really nice potential. So, man, it was really strong. It was on 1 health and you're able to get around, priority and things like that. Okay, so the last Pokemon is the Scrafty. Now, this was actually pretty ironic. It's going to go for the Poison Jab, obviously outspeeding me there, and that is my Heracross down, unfortunately. So upon taking my Heracross out, it's going to get a Moxie Boost. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Come on. I can't get trolled this hard. But it gets better. My last Pokemon is Scrafty as well. So this is the bulky set with Bulk Up. It's got Knockoff, Drain Punch, and Rest. We got Max Health and Max Special Defense. However, we got a Z-move on the last turn. Guys, this is like top 10 anime battles right now. Shiny Scrafty versus normal Scrafty. It's going to use a Z-move, and it's going to be a fighting move. Now it's like, okay, well, if this is coming from a physical move like I know it is, yeah, my Scrafty's not going to live this one, and that pretty much is game. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Oh, also a fun fact there, that was coming from Z Focus Punch. So your boy wasn't going to live that one, but a really cool battle there to start things off with. And it was good they had all dark type Pokemon because they actually really, evened the playing field out a lot. Okay, we got another battle. This one was against Eckhart on my Discord. Also, if you guys do want to join the Discord, anyone is welcome there to come battle, chat, trade, shiny hunt, just chill. There's a lot of things to do there. Okay, so we got Shiny Flygon going for a Dragon Breath. Now, I was hoping I didn't get hacked by this because that could be somewhat annoying. Not doing a lot to me because I am actually a Salt Vest set. I can see their Life Orb too, so it's a definite troll set, people. It's a definite troll set. Okay, so go for a Brave Bird on the Flygon, doing some big damage, almost taking it out, doing a lot of recall damage to myself too. I could go for the Sucker Punch here. I decided to go for that, and that'll be Flygon down. Give me a +1 in Moxie. So that's a pretty nice lead there, getting a nice Moxie boost to start things off with. Now, I also did get a sweep with Honchkrow as well, so I got a sweep with Honchkrow, and I got a sweep with Heracross. I actually reckon I could get a sweep with all these Pokemon on this team. That's how, Moxie is, the thing about Moxie is such a good ability, right? Anyway, so we've got the Entei coming in there, and that's going to take out my Honchkrow there with the Sacred Fire. Now, I almost went for Sucker Punch, but I thought, nah, it may use like a status move like Will-O-Wisp or something like that. Anyway, so we got the Litleo coming in, going for the Facade there, doing some pretty bad damage to it. It's actually going to miss me with its attack, which is nice. So I'm going to get the Toxic Orb here, and now I can go for the full power Facade on the Entei. Entei is actually very bulky on the defensive side. It's really not doing too much at all. Now, it's going to go for the Stomping Tantrum. Stomping Tantrum is an amazing move there. Obviously, if the first move fails, your first time it fails, move before that fails, it actually gets a double in base power. So it's a gimmicky move, but it's like really, really cool too. Okay, so going to Krokorok now. I thought this would be a nice time to go for that Earthquake. See if we can get that Moxie Sweep rolling along nicely. But Entei is once again going to be able to bulk that one out. And now it's going to go for a Fire Spin this time, trapping me in. So I'm guessing there's a bulky defensive set there. And with Sacred Fire, I guess you could burn the opponent right and trap them in. Sort of like a better version of Will-O-Wisp. That is what Sacred Fire is. Okay, so going for another Earthquake, and that's going to take out the Entei, which is going to give me a Moxie. Now, the only bad thing about going Choice Scarf on the Moxie user with Earthquake as a stab is a flying type Pokemon can come into that, or just a bulky grass type Pokemon. Speaking of which, we got Maractus coming in here. There's no point in me going for an Earthquake. I know that it's not going to do like donkeys to it at all, so I've got to swap out and conserve it for a little bit later on. So bringing in the Mighty in now, hoping it doesn't go for a crazy ass grass type move like a Wood Hammer or a Giga Drain, because Mighty is going to take incredible damage for that and probably one-shot it. However, we got a Z move on the swap coming from the Maractus. It's going to be boosting its speed by one stage and going for the Z Sunny Day. So it's going to be a speedy Maractus, and it's going to obviously make use of that Sun with its ability. Okay, so on this Mighty Enos set, actually we went over the Mighty Enos set already. Okay, so now we got the Nature Power coming from the Maractus. Now, the only thing I was actually worried about this was if I actually got hacked. So that'd be really, really bad. I do have Fire Fang on this set. Now, Sunny Day is actually going to boost the power of Fire Fang, doing a lot of damage, almost taking it out. Very, very close to doing so. So now we got the Maractus going for the Giga Drain here, and that's going to be way too much for Mighty Eater. Maractus has some very impressive offensive stats too. A very interesting, cool Pokemon. I do like Maractus. It's got a bad shiny too. Okay, so Mighty Eater goes down, but once again, it did a pretty good job there. So now we're going to bring in the Krokorok. I can go for the boosted Fire Fang with the Sun on the field. That actually helped me take out the Maractus there. That Sunny Day. So the Choice Scarf allowed me to outspeed it as well. So down goes Maractus. The only thing about Maractus is even with the Sunny Day and stuff, it's not it's definitely not the fastest Pokemon in the world. So now we got the Mimikyu coming in, another Mimikyu. I was like, this is going to be annoying. Let's get rid of the disguise. It misses! So now the Mimikyu is not only going to have a disguise, it's going to have a freaking substitute up at the same time. So this thing's got literally like two walls going against me. So I was like, okay, I must hit this one right now. So we got rid of the substitute there with the first Fire Fangs. So it's like, okay, I've got rid of the first one, so let's get rid of that second disguise now. So it's going to go for the work up there. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be like a special set, because if it was a physical one, it would have used like Sword Dance, right? Much more optimal at boosting its attack. So go for that Fire Fang there, breaking the disguise, and now Mimikyu, I can finally actually do some damage to this thing. So I was like, is it going to go for a sub again, or is it going to tag me? Now it's going to go for a Shadow Ball though. So Mimikyu's special attack, if you guys don't know, it's absolutely terrible. So that was definitely, really the only thing they possibly could have done to me there. So go for the Fire Fang, doing okay damage. It's going to be able to eat a berry and get some of its health back. Goddamn, guys, goddamn. Now, I thought there's not much I can really do here before I did that move, so I just let Krokorok go there, and I've still got two more Pokemon remaining to see if I can get back into this game. So we got the Mimikyu and two other remaining Pokemon. So it's time to bring in the big boy, the big Heracross. Now I can go for the Night Slash here and try and get some critical hit, and hopefully Mimikyu will do enough damage for me to put me in range of that Endure. Reversal combo with the flail. Okay, so now we got the Shadow Ball doing pretty impressive damage to me, if you guys know how bad Mimikyu's special attack is. And now we got the Heracross going for another Night Slash, taking out the Mimikyu. Now this set is actually pretty important, right? If you can get a Moxie up with it, that greatly increases the damage, obviously, of flail and reversal. They do a lot of damage then, like a lot of damage. Okay, so now we got the Latios, so I was like, okay, I may not actually be able to outspeed this thing, depending on what item they got. So let's go for the Endure. Let's see if we can get that Flail at max power. Night Slash will not take this out, I believe. So we need that 1 health for maximum damage Flail. So it's going to be a physical set. I'm enduring that with a Zen Headbutt, and I've got a Salic Berry as the item too. So I'm really well set up at the moment. I'm going to go for that full power Flail, and that is absolutely going to destroy Latios. I love Flail. It's such a cool move. Okay, so anyway, we got another Moxie boost on the Heracross. Heracross already has a nice attack stat, so this is going to be pretty interesting. So now we got the Victini coming out. Now, you guys wouldn't even read about what happens next, right? So we got the Victini going for the Endure. I'm like, what out of all the moves to have? So now I'm going to go for the Flowers. I'm like, okay, well, this is definitely going to go down to 1 health. it actually didn't even take it down to 1 health. Like, it didn't even take it down. That is one bulky Victini, guys. Like, holy damn. So now I'm going to go for the Endure myself because I know Victini actually has a higher base speed than me, and it's going to go for the Side Shock. So I'm like, okay, I've got my Scrafty as the last Pokemon. I'm quite confident it can live whatever attack this thing throws at me, and then I can just go for a knockoff to take it out. And I'm going to actually be out speed with the Heracross. Obviously, they had more invested in bulk than speed, which is why I actually took it out. But really cool second battle there, guys. And this really ironic. We both had a Endure at the end, and in the first battle, I got there was a Moxie at the end. So some crazy things. Okay, let's get to this third battle. This is a battle on Skylar on my Discord. We have a Nidoqueen lead, and I'm going to go for the Crunch here on my Lit Leo. See if I can get a defensive drop. It's going to do, like, no damage, and now Nidoqueen's going to go for the Earth Power. My poor little Lit Leo. Man, I could have run Pyro, my Pyro set, but I wanted to cover, a Little Cup Pokemon team on this, a Little Cup Pokemon on this team at least. Okay, so now we're going to go to Mighty. So I was thinking, let's go for the Z me first, right? See if we can get some stab Earth Power happening on this thing. And you get an extra boost as well after using it. Plus you get the speed boost, which is quite nice too. All right, so going to Earth Power as I thought them. I was thinking they may be like Assault Vested, Choice Specs, or Life Orb Sheer Force. One of those two ones. Okay, so this does pretty impressive damage to Nidoqueen considering Mighty is like, its stats there, so I'm quite happy with that. And now we got the Queen going for the Earth Power on the Mighty Eater, doing some solid damage, but not taking me up. So I can freely go for the Crunch here, and I can see if I can take it out with that one. I really wanted that speed boost, but it wasn't enough. Nidoqueen is very, very bulky, and that is going to take out my Nidoqueen, which isn't, sorry, my Mighty Eater, not my Nidoqueen. How do you get Mighty Eater and Nidoqueen mixed up? So now, the only good thing that came about that, right, was a lot of time I would put the opponent on a low amount of health, right, so then I could come in and bring a Pokemon and go for the Moxie and take him out, which then will result me in taking most of the team out or taking a lot of Pokemon out. Okay, so into the big Heracross again. We got to get this set rolling. We got that +1 in attack with the Moxie. So now we got the King coming out, which was the Nidoking. So like, okay, if I go for Endure here, I may be able to take this out with, I know that I'll be able to take this out with the Flower Ray. So go for the Endure, and it's got Peck! Out of all the moves they have, they chose Peck. It does a lot of damage, but doesn't take me down to 1 health, so Flail is not going to be as strong. I cannot possibly go for Endure again because it's going to fail, so I've got to swap out and use Heracross later on, and I've got to waste my Moxie. So salty about that. Anyway, so got the Peck Nidoking. Reminds me of that. Reminds me of the Peck Toxapex, guys. So on my Scrafty, this is a bulky set. We had Drain Punch, Knock Off, Rest, and Bulk Up. Max health and max special defense. And obviously just using Bulk Up to get around, or getting my attack up and making me bulky on the defensive side. Okay, so we got Rapidash coming in with the Choice Bed set. So straight away I knew it, Flare Blitz and things like that. So it's going to go for the Flare Blitz on my Scrafty, doing big damage to me. Obviously I'm not very bulky on the defensive side. And I'm going to go for the Drain Punch and take out the Rapidash there. But, that was a fairly good result. Got rid of Rapidash. The only thing I was bummed about was I had a pretty good setup with my Heracross there, but due to the gimmicky set of me basically relying on 1 health, I had to really swap out. Obviously, like a close combat Heracross would be a lot more viable than that, but I couldn't do that, guys. I had to put some originality into the sets. I actually really like that set. It's fun. So now we've got a Z-move coming from the Nidoking, and guess what, guys? My fears were confirmed when the Nidoking is going to go for Scum Flying MZ on my Pokemon. Now, this is coming off Z-Peck, people. If you haven't seen my Toxapex sweep, I used Z-Peck on this. I couldn't help myself, guys. When I seen Toxapex learning Peck, I just had to do it. Anyway, so Nidoking is going to smash into me, and that is going to take out... Can you imagine getting pecked by a Nidoking? That would be painful. So my Scrafty is going to go down. We still got 3 Pokemon remaining, though. We got to get rid of these other ones. So into Heracross, I was like, okay, let's go for the Endure this time. They're going to go for a Peck. Hopefully they don't have anything else. Hit me in the Pecks with your Peck, and then I can go for the Flower to try and take out the Nidoking. Okay, so I lived on 1 health. Merch available, people. Also, thank you to the person who bought the Salt Mug yesterday. You are awesome. If you are interested in the merch, people, that is in the description of the video too. And now we're going to go for the Flower. Nidoking's like, its base defense pretty much just saves it there. And I'm going to go down to a Peck. Guys, I just got beaten by a Peck Nidoking. I'm so salty right now. That's the kind of stuff I'm meant to be doing. So now we're going to go into Honchkrow here. I can clean this up with a nice Night Slash or a Sucker Punch. Go for Sucker Punch because I know Nidoking's going to be super faster than me. And that one is going to go down. So we've got 3 Pokemon to deal with. I do have a very, very bulky Honchkrow here which is quite good against the rest of the team. So we've got the pawn coming in here, which is the bishop, not the bishop. I always mess these two up, right? So go for the superpower, and that is going to be way too much for it to take. For her to take that one. Even an Everlight set would not have lived that one. Now, the good thing about Superpower Moxie, right? Moxie pretty much just patches that attack, attack drop. And obviously not the defense drop, but it patches that, which is nice. So you can, kind of keep on doing it. Okay, so now we got the Sandcastle coming. Now, I have not revealed I had Night Slash. They'll probably go for a status move with Sucker Punch. So I went for the Night Slash, and there's no way that's going to be able to live that one. This is very, very strong Pokemon, and that one is down. Also, I made this set very bulky too, so it's quite hard to one-shot it. Unless it was a, very, very, very powerful, physical move. Okay, so the last Pokemon they got is the Bishop. The Bishop, you guys might be able to guess what theme team they were running. And I'm going to go for the Superpower, and that one is pretty much the game there. Honchkrow cleaning up right there at the end. Hope you guys enjoyed all three of these battles. Make sure you check out that Mario Kart stream. Come and visit us now. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Peace.